Steve, as always, half your time. Give us your impression on that.
Well, it wasn't a classic, but at least we've seen a bit of resilience and we rolled our sleeves up. And what you have to do in the Championship, there's been a few things said that the last 3 games we let ourselves down. So even though it wasn't a classic, and we've showed a bit of what you needs in this division. They've got an equalising goal and we've gone straight up the other end and scored. Don't know much about it, but great ball from Clucas, and that'll be good for Dio because he's had a frustrating time. What he thought was going to be a straightforward groin strain in 3 weeks has kept him out for 12 or 13. So, that'll be good for him.
Were you worried you might have chucked it when they got the equaliser though?
I don't think we would ever chuck it. No team of mine.
But lose a bit. Lost the point.
It's amazing what you lose a bit of confidence. It's a crazy game. As we've just seen, Brighton, they're unbeaten for 6 months and all of a sudden they lose 3 on the trot at home. It can happen, and certainly it can happen. These here QPR have been in the Premier League like us, and they understand how difficult it is dropping down a division and dealing with the expectation that goes with it. And unfortunately, they're finding a bit of a struggle, and we did to start with. But so far, we're halfway. And we're bang on course.
What did you do with them, or what did you say to them in the build-up to this to get the attitude and application right tonight?
Well, as I've always said, Bernsey, I never ever repeat what's gone in dressing rooms. Of course, I think that would be unwise of me. But certainly 1 or 2 have had a flea in their ear, shall we say. Is that the way we're putting it? Mm-hmm. Very nice way of putting it, subtle way of putting it. And just reminded of what their jobs are away from home in this Championship. The first thing you have to do is roll your sleeves up and put your boots on. Because if you don't, then you get the honesty and the integrity. And of course, when you're playing tired like some of them were tonight, the 3rd game in 6 days, then, sometimes you have to rely on that. And thankfully today, as I've said, it wasn't a classic by any of the stretch of imagination, but the 2 real bits of quality, the Army's pass and the finish for Hernandez, is exceptional. And that bit of quality's seen us through.
Okay, any injuries out of today that would worry you?
We've got 1 or 2, but I don't think anything serious. 1 or 2 knocks, but we'll see where we are in 2-3 days.
Just got to check on this. No Akpom in the squad tonight with Hayden going back to Arsenal.
Well, it's not done and dusted yet with Hayden. I mean, I think a move for him has stuttered or fell through at the moment. He wants to play the kid, and I can understand that. And when we've got Livermore back and people like that, then it's been frustrating for Isaac because he's wanted to come here to play. He's a young player. So I think that opportunity is not progressed so far. So as far as we're concerned, he stays with us. But we've got an agreement with him and Arsenal that if a club can guarantee him practically first team football, then the boy wants to play, and I can understand that. Akpom, I've left him out. I've just thought, he's only a boy. Sometimes you just have to take them out, and rediscover what it's all about. And we're going to give him a week off. He's got an awful, sounds ridiculous, but he's got a horrible wisdom tooth what needs sorting. So that's going to take 2-3 days. So after that, we'll let him just have a bit of time off and time away from it. And he's only a young boy. He's been involved in something like 24 games so far. So we hope that works.